Hello and welcome to Cubic Interactive's Webinar 1, Simplifying Your Quality Management Process. So today we're going to be looking at what is quality assurance, the benefits of a QA system, why do they often fail, key to success, and an example case study. So firstly, what is quality assurance? It is a standardized method of working built from measurable objectives, a process that can be monitored, and the ability to incorporate associated feedback to help prevent future errors and problems. So the whole idea is having a standard method of working so that you can standardize on the service that you're delivering to your customer. You can then monitor progress, and then any errors or problems that come about can be then fed back into the system to be improved. Remember, this isn't a static system. So once you've launched your QA assurance, quality assurance process, is not to then stick with that. Is to then adapt it as you find parts of it that don't work so well, is to adapt it. So it should be a continually changing thing. The formal sort of accreditation authority used by most practices is obviously ISO 9001. But even if you're not accredited with ISO 9001, it is still good practice to follow a set of quality procedures. So the benefits of a QA system, if implemented correctly, it can improve internal efficiency. It can improve your customer satisfaction, reduce claims, improve the chances of winning some types of work. So the benefits are definitely there, but again, it's just if it's implemented correctly. So why do they often fail? And many practices try to write up QA procedures and processes or try to implement an ISO 9001, and all too often they fail as a working tool. And there's a number of reasons for this. Often the process is too complex to follow. So your people will just write or deliver a process which is just too much detail, or it's too rigid. So the pool of jobs that were used to define a process were too narrow, with the effect that too many projects then fall outside. It's not led from the top. So you'll often find the project runners themselves will maybe push to have or implement a QA system which the management team haven't bought into. So again, it's not pushed from the top. Staff don't embrace as an everyday working tool. So all too often the documentation or the process is just updated 48 hours before the external auditors come in. So again, it's not a working tool, so it fails again. Even if the process is followed, feedback loops aren't picked up, so repeat errors aren't picked up and the process isn't improved. So it just stays as a static system that even parts of it are failing and not working. The system is too rigid and then doesn't adapt quick enough to take those on board. And although the process is delivered on a non-paper based platform, for example a computer application, the software is slow and cumbersome to use. And also, if limited resources, again, it can't adjust or can't adapt quick enough to the ever-changing sort of process. So some simple steps or the keys things to remember to have a successful implementation is keep it simple. Try and take the step up and then build more into the system, but keep it simple initially so people understand it and then they can use it. Have easy to understand measurable objectives, again, so that people can understand from the outset and you can measure them against. Get management buy-in, another critical one. If you haven't got management buy-in, especially if you're multi-office or multidisciplinary, is to make sure you've got management buy-in at all levels. Also get staff buy-in, try and show them the benefits of having a standardised method of working and the efficiency savings it can help them, so they're not having to hunt for things and work out how to do things. It's there in front of them. And remember to learn by mistakes and incorporate changes back into your quality procedures. It's not a static system, it's something that should adapt with you as a business and work for you, not against you. Okay, now we're going to look at using Rapport 3 in a case study that we've recently set up. Okay, so we're going to now look at a case study. The case study is based on a large architectural practice, and we're going to go through the objectives, the process structure, and then the solution. So firstly, the objectives. They wanted a system that was and a process system that was simple and easy to understand, applicable to all of their disciplines and branches all over the world. And this was based on a previous solution that they'd set up, whereby the process was too rigid. And they found when they tried to roll this out to other branches that a lot of the projects then fell outside of this process system. So their first key objective was to make it simple and easy to understand. They then wanted to use their existing practice management solution to supply the framework. So people already understood how this worked and were familiar with it, and they wanted to keep the solution within their practice management system, and an ability to adapt the process as the business and customer needs changed. So we're now going to have a look at the solution itself. Okay, so they were using a solution called Rapport 3, and we're currently in Rapport 3, and we're in the projects area, and we're looking at a project called 507 main project. Now there's various tabs included within the projects area, but the key one we're interested in is QA. Now the QA module was based on gateways, and each of the gateways was subdivided into a series of tasks. So just to give you an example of this, we've got the gateway at the top, which there was 5. Each of those gateways had a series of tasks, which could either be a document control task, so uploading a document, a records task, so ensuring a piece of information within Rapport, so something like client address was stored there, and also an action, so just a general action, something that the project runner had to do. So in this example here, we've got 5 gateways. So we've got gateway 1 is pre-concept feasibility, gateway 2 is concept, 3 design development, 4 procurement, and 5 completion. And within each of these gateways we then have our tasks. Now these are document tasks indicated by the document symbol, a records task indicated by the disk, or an action indicated by the cog. And the colour indicates whether the task has been completed or not. So green, the task is completed, and red means the task is yet to be completed. The only other colour we have is amber, which indicates that there's information within Rapport that has been populated, so the client name and address, but no one's actually signed off on that item to say that it's confirmed and completed. We're going to go through uploading a document. So to do that, I'm going to click on the spanner for project review, and then I'm going to browse for my document, open, and then click the upload icon. Now we can see that the symbols turn green to let me know that I've completed a task. It's put my name against the task and the date as well, so we can see exactly what's happened. Okay, we can also do this for things like client name and address. So this is set as amber at the moment, so if I go back to the detail tab, we can see that the site address and client is in the within the system already. So I'll go back to QA, and I can now confirm that I'm happy that the client address and name are correct. So the amber is telling us that it's in the system, but no one's confirmed it yet. So I can now click on this. I confirm this data item has been satisfactorily provided. So clicking save then turns that green. So it now says the action's been completed. It said system administrator has done this on the 31st of January 2013. Now every item within here is fully audited, so every time you either upload a document or renew it with a new document on top of that, if I click on the audit tab, it will then let me know when these things are. This was approved on the 3rd of September. So everything that happens within the system is fully audited. Another important aspect of any solution really is being able to ensure there's guidance notes, so people know and understand how to use not only the QA system but understand the process. Now against each of the individual gateways you're allowed to add your own guidance notes, and against each of the individual tasks you're allowed to add guidance notes. So this enables all users, even if they haven't had much access to the system, to be able to work out what each of the items mean. Okay. Going to look at is the QA reviews area. So this is for your internal auditors to be able to spot check project runners to make sure they're sort of adhering to the process that's been set out. So I click on the QA reviews section. So we can already see that 2 reviews have already taken place. But the general concept is to then choose a particular gateway and then go through each of the items to confirm that they've either been approved or there's been a non-conformance. And this is a good way of recording whether a certain section is failing or whether the actual project runner isn't carrying out their task correctly. So if you decide to go for ISO accreditation, when the external auditors then come in, they can see that you're not only following the process, but you're also checking it at various stages to make sure that people are adhering to it and then learning by any mistakes that are being made. So if I want to review a particular gateway, if I click on the review icon at the top, choose the gateway I want to review, so in this case gateway 1, I'm going to choose who the reviewer is and who the reviewee is, and then select a date that the review is taking place. So this automatically creates us a new gateway item at the bottom here, which if I select will then allow me to go through and then check that particular gateway. So we can see we've got all the tasks for the gateway appearing below. So my job as a reviewer is to then come through and go through each of these sections, either open a document and then confirm whether I'm going to approve it or set it as a non-conformance and then the reasons why. So this will be done for each of the tasks, and then it's like a mini report that's been set up for that particular gateway. Okay, so the actual process has been implemented and has been up and running now for over a year, and it's been a great success, and they've managed to launch this not only in the UK but also all over the world. Okay, that concludes the end of our QA review. Rapport 3 is a practice management solution for professional service organisations from within the construction sector. It provides a suite of tools to help you run your business more efficiently, helping your business to maximise its potential. Rapport 3 is a modular web-based application, so you can purchase just the modules your business requires. Rapport 3 includes project costing, human resources, contact management and email. It also integrates with many common accounting solutions such as Sage or Twinfield. It even integrates with LDAP to enable your Rapport 3 contacts to appear in both Outlook and your smartphone. Many construction professionals are enjoying the benefits of Rapport 3. For further information on any of the Rapport modules, please visit our website.